Now here's a rare sight. No, not the game itself, it's not the rarest in my collection, but today's game, RTX Red Rock, is a science fiction game both developed and published by LucasArts that isn't Star Wars. The last time they did that was 1995's point-and-click adventure The Dig, and that was back when PC games came in the big box format. In 2003, RTX Red Rock was given a PS2 only release after the cancellation of a planned GameCube version, which may have run a little better, but we'll get to that. So, how does this stack up for LucasArts? When over 50% of your library consists of Star Wars related games, can this sci-fi game fly? Well, as the title suggests, we're heading back to Mars, and let's hope it's a more pleasant visit than last time. The year is 2103, and an alien species of unknown origin and intent have suddenly attacked Earth. After heavy casualties on both sides, the LEDs, or light-emitting demons, really, have retreated to Red Rock, the small human colony on Mars, and the military are running out of options.
Excuse me, General. Radio transmission from Red Rock ended abruptly last night at 1900 hours, and we've not been able to raise the colony since that time.
Did you try the big...
So they need someone to go in and check out the situation. Enter our protagonist, Easy Wheeler. His combat skills and biotech enhancements will aid him as a radical tactics expert. That's what RTX stands for? Okay, I'm not impressed with the naming of things so far.
Looks like the LEDs have hit our colony. We've lost contact, there's a threat, we need an observer.
I'm a seriously wounded man. Didn't they tell you?
What's your ranger name, son? Easy, right? And I thought you'd call this easy duty. You want the job or not?
Wheeler's first port of call is Phobos Station. This short first stage pretty much acts as the game's tutorial, letting you get used to the navigation controls, etc. And, besides the intro, your first interaction with Iris.
Hello, Easy.
What's the situation?
We're dark because the station fell into power saver mode. Should I fix it?
Yeah.
An invaluable member of the team. Iris, or, okay, let's see how lame this one is, Independent Removable Information System, that one's not too bad, is your sassy companion and can help out with many different ways throughout the game.
On Phobos Station, Mayday! Samaria Rajan calling, do you read me? Mayday!
After a distress call from Red Rock and an LED attack, it's off to Mars proper. Similar to what I said about Kaya Dark Lineage, this is a pretty typical third-person action adventure for the era, and that it crams in several different mechanics, but I think this handles it better. Plus, this doesn't spoil the entire story arc right from the beginning. Crash landing on Mars, quite a distance from the settlement of course, this introduces surface walking. A lot of video game characters have an unusually high jumping distance for platforming, but due to Mars' lower gravity this makes it more realistic. Following your objectives is done by talking to Iris via these scattered terminals,
At your command, Major.
and then logged onto Wheeler's synthetic eye computer. This has 4 modes: navigation for objectives and maps, infrared for heat vision, bioscan to locate biological material, and electroscan to see interactable devices. Weapon-wise, Wheeler starts out with a standard 4mm pistol, and like Tomb Raider before it, this is the default weapon with unlimited ammo, as a failsafe just so you don't get stuck. but as you encounter LEDs you can take and use their more advanced weapons, and their human digitizer. To unlock the extras content, each stage has a number of survivors to rescue. I thought this was a transporter, but no, this digitizes them inside it. Well, at least in the future we finally master Pokeball technology. Wheeler's bionic arm does eventually come into play. You gather different attachments throughout, like wrench, plasma cutter, taser, etc. And the one I was constantly forgetting about, the grappling hook. I'm serious, I always forgot I had it. I'd be stuck in a room for ages wondering, how the hell do I get up there? Oh! Grappling hook! On several occasions. Not that navigation is easy anyway. When Iris gives Wheeler a new objective, she also adds a map regarding its location.
Stand by, please, while I open the door and upload one map.
Good, right? Well, not really. Similar to the map gripe I had with Reckless the Yakuza missions, she doesn't add a blip to a full map. You only get a static map of the objective's immediate area, and if you're not in said area, it merely states you were off map. Thanks game, that helps. Anyway, back to the mission at hand. Finding Samaria is no easy task, but then some of them aren't. Iris will usually give Wheeler straightforward instructions, and other times...
Sorry, big guy, I'm not connected. You'll have to find another way.
Yeah, figure it out for yourself. But maybe she doesn't want you to find her.
And you think she's pretty, I'll bet.
Oh, that's cute. Samaria recognises Wheeler's name and deduces that he's related to Augustus Wheeler, the man who founded Red Rock. When struggling to find his gravesite, his remains are not found, but Iris does pull up a video archive. Augustus knows Mars has a secret to find, and being the adventurous type, he couldn't just let that go.
So, if I start to wonder, there is a purpose. So long, if I don't get another chance to say my regards.
Barring a few survivors, Red Rock seems to have been abandoned for a while. The LEDs have really ransacked the place, maybe they're looking for the same thing. Along his travels, Wheeler hears strange whisperings coming from the rock. Investigating, he's confronted by ancient beings known as Old Souls, Guardians. Guardians of what? Well, Augustus knew, and so did the LEDs, but that's all I'm going to divulge on the matter. Red Rock's desolate environments adds to the atmosphere, and suggests a once thriving community. Plenty of detail has gone into these different locations, which may have led to one of the game's major flaws. Like Martian Gothic before it, which was a good game but with poor gameplay / control choices, RTX unfortunately is marred with technical issues. By now you may have noticed the less than stellar frame rate. Heard of texture popping? How about entire room popping? Load hanging? You bet. And bad audio sync? Well, here's an example. In a cutscene with Samaria and Wheeler, Wheeler shoots an LED. I have not altered this in any way.
Whoa! They were right.
Thanks for the psych report.
So, is there anything good? Yeah, plenty. It has good level design, with varied pathways like maintenance tunnels and air ducts, allowing different ways to tackle objectives. Boss fights need a different, clever approach than simply shoot the thing until it's dead. And Iris is more than just a pretty face. Since she exists in a removable module, she can be inserted in different devices such as service bots, cranes, drones, and a showgirl bot. Why? To pull a Looney Tunes-esque farce to distract an enemy plasma turret. It has decent music too, with a pleasingly appropriate 70s-80s synthy sci-fi soundtrack, including a little touch I didn't notice until some ways in. The atmospheric part of the music plays all the time, but the drum and bass parts only come in when you move the character. It's as if Wheeler's been stalked by a drum machine. Not to mention, RTX Red Rock will never become obsolete. Let me explain. This was released in 2003 and is set in 2103. But as I play this in 2016, the save file says 2116. So as long as your PS2's internal clock is correct, this game will always take place 100 years in the future. Despite its many flaws, I rather enjoyed this. It's nice to see a company like LucasArts with well-established properties to go out of their comfort zone and try something different. New IPs are a risk, otherwise we'll be inundated with countless Madden and Call of Duty sequels all the bloody time. This was a decent adventure with plenty of varying gameplay, good character animation, I totally didn't have a thing for Iris, shut up, and has a pleasant retro feeling to it, but that's LucasArts. It's just a shame that, from what I can tell, the ambitious environmental detail led to the low frame rate. Again, the cancelled GameCube version may have fared better, since a higher percentage of GameCube games had a 60Hz mode compared to PS2. I recommend this. It's nothing special, but it's its own little thing with a different take on alien invasion. And with that, I'll leave a little tip for both sides of the conflict. LEDs. If you're going to overthrow a colony, maybe rethink programming your plasma turrets to have sexual desires. And Wheeler, if you ever get stuck, remember, you have a bloody grappling hook!